The ocean wanted her dead. Celeste Brooks clawed toward the surface, lungs burning, salt water choking her throat. The storm had torn the research vessel apart, spitting her into the churning black water like trash. Somewhere in the chaos, Martinez was drowning too. Another wave slammed her under. Cold invaded her bones, turning her arms to stone. She had loved the ocean her whole life. Now it was killing her. An engine roared through the darkness. Hands locked around her arms, yanking her up. She hit solid deck, coughing water, shaking so hard her teeth clattered. A blanket wrapped around her. Warm. Impossibly soft. I have you. The voice was deep, certain. You're safe now. Celeste looked up. Blue eyes glowed against the storm. Dark hair plastered to a face carved from marble and money. He knelt beside her, one hand steady on her shoulder. Martinez, she gasped. My assistant. He was in the water. My crew is searching. His grip tightened. We will find him. But right now, you need warmth. You're hypothermic. She wanted to argue. Her body betrayed her. The shaking got worse. Darkness crept in. He lifted her like she weighed nothing. Sleep, he commanded. I promise you, we will find your friend. Her eyes closed. The last thing she felt was the steady rhythm of his heartbeat against her cheek. When Celeste woke, sunlight poured through floor-to-ceiling windows. She was in a bedroom that belonged in a magazine, wearing silk pajamas that cost more than her rent. The door opened. Her rescuer entered with a tray. In daylight, he was devastating. White shirt, dark pants, everything perfect. A watch that could fund her research for a year. You're awake. Relief flooded his voice. How do you feel? Like I drowned. Her throat burned. Martinez. Did you find him? Yes. He's on my staff boat heading to shore. Bruised, but alive. Tears burned behind her eyes. She blinked them back hard. Thank you. The words felt too small. You saved our lives. I don't even know your name. Julian Ashford. He extended his hand. His grip was warm, firm. He held on too long. Something electric passed between them, sharp and unexpected. Where are we? My private island. 30 miles off the coast. He set the tray down. The storm made it impossible to return last night. Private island. Of course. She knew the name Julian Ashford. Everyone did. Reclusive tech billionaire. Revolutionized cloud computing before 30, then vanished from public life. I appreciate your hospitality, Celeste said. But I need to get back. My research. My brother will be worried. Your brother Tom has been notified. I spoke with him this morning. Julian's blue eyes pinned her in place. As for returning, my helicopter can't fly safely until this afternoon. He studied her like she was a puzzle he needed to solve. Eat. Then, if you're up to it, I'd like to show you the island. He paused at the door. After that, we need to talk. Talk about what? His smile transformed him from handsome to dangerous. About a proposition I have for you. One that will benefit both of us greatly. The door closed softly. Celeste stared at the space where he'd stood, her mind racing. She should be thinking about her capsized boat, her ruined equipment. Instead, all she could think about was the way Julian Ashford had looked at her, like she was a mystery he desperately wanted to solve. And the terrifying way her heart had responded. The island was paradise. That terrified her. Celeste followed Julian down a stone path lined with hibiscus flowers, their red petals violent against white sand. Palm trees swayed. The ocean glittered like scattered diamonds. Everything was too perfect. Too isolated. Too far from the real world. It's beautiful, she said. It's lonely. Julian's voice carried something raw. I bought this island 5 years ago after my parents died. I thought isolation would bring peace. Instead, it just brought more emptiness. The confession caught her off guard. She glanced at him. His profile was hard, distant, but pain flickered in his eyes before he masked it. They reached a gazebo overlooking the water. Julian gestured for her to sit. I'm going to be direct with you, he said, because I think you value honesty and because I'm not good at games anymore. The air between them felt charged. When I pulled you from that water yesterday, something happened that I can't explain. His blue eyes locked onto hers. Looking at you, seeing your strength, your determination to save your colleague even when you were drowning yourself, it reminded me of something I thought I'd lost forever. What? Hope. The belief that good people still exist in the world. That not everyone wants something from me. Heat crept up her neck. You don't know me. I researched you this morning. Your work in marine conservation. The scholarships you fight for. The way you live on barely anything so you can funnel money back into protecting endangered sea life. His gaze burned. You're real, Celeste. And I haven't met anyone real in a very long time. I'm just doing my job. No. His voice turned sharp. You're doing what you love. You're making a difference. Which is why I want to make you an offer. The world seemed to tilt. Stay here for 1 month. Be my guest. And at the end of that month, I'll donate $5 million to your research project. He paused. No strings attached. The air left her lungs in a rush. $5 million. More than she'd see in 10 years of grants and fundraising. It would allow her to expand her work beyond her wildest dreams. Why? She forced the word out. Why would you do that? Julian leaned back. Something haunted crossed his face. Because I'm tired of being alone. Because every person who's entered my life in the last 5 years has wanted something from me. Money, access, connections. But you? He shook his head slowly. You didn't even know who I was when I pulled you from the water. You asked about your assistant before you asked about yourself. That doesn't explain $5 million. Consider it an investment in humanity. His smile didn't reach his eyes. 1 month of your company. Conversation, honesty. Someone who sees me as Julian, not as a bank account. In exchange, you get the funding to save the ocean you nearly died in. Celeste's mind raced. 1 month. 30 days on a private island with a man she'd just met. A man who looked at her like she held answers to questions he hadn't asked yet. What if I say no? Julian stood, walking to the gazebo's edge. The wind caught his hair. Then I'll fly you home this afternoon with my gratitude and my respect. No pressure. No judgment. She studied his back. The tension in his shoulders. The way his hands gripped the railing. And if I say yes? He turned. The look in his eyes stole her breath. Then tomorrow morning, we start getting to know each other. And maybe, just maybe, we both find something we didn't know we were looking for. Celeste stood slowly. Her legs still felt weak. Or maybe that was just him. 1 month, she said. And then $5 million for my research. You swear it? On my parents' graves. She extended her hand. Then you have a deal, Julian Ashford. His fingers wrapped around hers. Warm. Strong. He pulled her closer, just an inch, his voice dropping low. Thank you, Celeste. You have no idea what this means to me. But as she looked into those impossibly blue eyes, she couldn't shake the feeling that she'd just made a deal with someone far more dangerous than the storm that nearly killed her. And somewhere deep inside, a voice whispered that she'd never leave this island the same person she was right now. 2 weeks passed like a fever dream. Celeste woke each morning to breakfast on the terrace. Julian would already be there, coffee in hand, watching the sunrise. They talked about everything. Her childhood by the coast. His parents' plane crash. Her failed engagement. His loneliness that money couldn't cure. She was falling for him. That was the problem. Tonight, Julian had asked her to dinner. Not on the terrace. In the formal dining room. He'd sent a dress. Emerald green silk that fit like water. Celeste stood in front of the mirror, barely recognizing herself. A knock. Julian entered, stopping dead when he saw her. "You're breathtaking." Heat flooded her cheeks. "It's the dress. It's you." He crossed to her, close enough that she could smell his cologne. Cedar and ocean. "Celeste, these past 2 weeks have been the happiest I've had in years." Her heart hammered. "For me too. Then I need to tell you something." His jaw tightened. "Something I should have told you from the beginning." Dread pooled in her stomach. "What?" "Come to dinner. Please. I'll explain everything." The dining room glowed with candlelight. A table set for two. Wine already poured. Julian pulled out her chair, his hand lingering on her shoulder. "Before we eat, I need to be honest with you." He sat across from her, his face grave. "The storm that destroyed your boat. It wasn't an accident." The room tilted. "What?" "I knew you were out there that night. I'd been following your research for months. I knew your route, your schedule." His eyes held hers. "I didn't cause the storm. But I knew it was coming. And I knew you'd be in its path." Blood roared in her ears. "You let me almost die." "No. I was already on my way to warn you when the storm hit early. That's why I was so close when you went into the water." He reached for her hand. She jerked it back. "Celeste, please. Let me explain." "Explain what?" "That you've been stalking me? That you orchestrated this whole thing?" "I didn't orchestrate anything. But yes, I've been watching you. Your work. Your passion. I needed to know if you were real. If someone like you could actually exist in this world." She stood, chair scraping. "Someone like me? What am I to you? Some kind of experiment?" "No." He shot to his feet. "You're everything I've been searching for. Someone genuine. Someone who cares about something bigger than themselves." "And the $5 million? The month on this island? What is this, Julian? Some sick game?" His face crumbled. "It's not a game. I'm falling in love with you." The words hung in the air like smoke. "You don't get to say that." Her voice shook. "Not after lying to me. Not after manipulating me into coming here. I never lied. I just didn't tell you everything. That's the same thing." Tears burned her eyes. She refused to let them fall. "I trusted you. I thought you were different. I am different. That's why I'm telling you now. Before it goes any further. Because you deserve the truth." She laughed, bitter and sharp. "The truth? You don't know what truth is. You're so used to controlling everything, buying everything, that you thought you could buy me too. That's not what this is." "Then what is it?" Julian moved around the table, stopping inches from her. His eyes were desperate, raw. "It's a man who's been dead inside for 5 years, suddenly remembering what it feels like to be alive. It's someone who's so terrified of losing the one real thing he's found that he's sabotaging it before it even begins. His hand rose to her cheek. She wanted to pull away. She couldn't. I'm sorry, Celeste. I'm so sorry. But please don't leave. Give me a chance to prove that what we have is real. She looked into those blue eyes. Saw the pain there. The loneliness. The desperate hope. And hated herself for what she was about to say. I can't. She stepped back, his hand falling away. I can't stay here. Not now. Not after this. Celeste, please. I want to go home, Julian. Tomorrow morning. And I don't want your money. I don't want anything from you. She turned toward the door. His voice stopped her cold. If you leave tomorrow, you'll never know the rest. She froze. The rest of what? The real reason I needed you here. The thing I'm actually afraid of. Slowly, she turned back. Julian stood by the window, silhouetted against the night. There's someone coming for me, Celeste. Someone who wants to destroy everything I've built. And the only way to stop them is if they think I have something to lose. He looked at her over his shoulder. Someone to lose. Her blood ran cold. You're using me as bait. I'm trying to protect you. Both of us. But I needed you to trust me first. To care about me. So when they come, it's believable. The room spun. Who's coming? Julian turned fully, and for the first time, she saw fear in his eyes. My brother. And he's not coming to talk. Celeste stared at Julian, her world fracturing. You have a brother. Had a brother. As far as the world knows, Marcus died in the same plane crash that killed our parents. Julian's voice was hollow. But he survived. And he blames me for everything. Why? Because I was supposed to be on that plane. I canceled last minute for a business meeting. Marcus thinks I knew something. That I let them die. His hands clenched. He's been building an empire in the shadows. Waiting. Planning. And now he's ready to take everything from me. Celeste's mind raced. So you brought me here to what? Make him think you care about someone so he'll use me against you? No. Yes. I don't know anymore. Julian crossed to her, desperate. It started that way. I won't lie. But then I met you. Really met you. And everything changed. Changed how? I stopped wanting to use you and started wanting to save you. From him. From this whole mess. From me. She should run. Every instinct screamed at her to get off this island. But something kept her rooted. When is he coming? Tomorrow night. He sent word this morning. That's why I had to tell you everything tonight. And what does he want? Julian's jaw tightened. My signature on documents that transfer everything I own to him. My company. My fortune. My life's work. If I don't sign, he'll destroy everyone I care about. You barely care about anyone. I care about you. The words were raw, broken. That's the problem. He's been watching us. He knows. And now you're in danger because of me. Celeste walked to the window, staring at the dark ocean. The same ocean that nearly killed her 2 weeks ago. The same ocean Julian had saved her from. What do you need me to do? Leave. Tonight. I'll have the helicopter take you to the mainland. You'll be safe. And what about you? I'll give him what he wants. It's just money. Just things. I'll survive. She turned. You're lying. He's not just going to take your company and leave. Is he? Julian's silence was answer enough. He's going to kill you, she whispered. Probably. Then I'm not leaving. Celeste, no. You saved my life, Julian. Let me return the favor. She moved closer. What's your plan? You have one, don't you? He studied her face, conflict raging in his eyes. There's a safe in my office. Documents that prove Marcus sabotaged the plane. That he killed our parents for their inheritance. If we can get those to the authorities before he arrives tomorrow night, he'll be arrested the moment he steps foot on this island. So why haven't you done it already? Because the safe is keyed to biometric recognition. Mine and Marcus's. Both of us have to be present to open it. My parents built it that way so we'd have to work together. His laugh was bitter. They thought it would keep us honest with each other. Then we need a new plan. There is no new plan. He has all the leverage. I have nothing. Celeste grabbed his face, forcing him to look at her. You have me. And I'm not letting you die for your brother's revenge. Her voice turned steel. So here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow night, when Marcus arrives, you're going to tell him you'll sign everything over. But you're going to make one demand. What demand? That he lets me leave first. That he swears not to harm me. Julian shook his head violently. No. I won't use you as a bargaining chip. You already did. Own it. Use it. Make him think you're broken. That you're giving up everything for the woman you love. Celeste. And while you're signing papers and keeping him distracted, I'll get those documents to your head of security. He can contact the authorities. That's insane. You could die. So could you. At least this way, we're fighting back. Julian pulled her close, his forehead pressing against hers. His breath was ragged. Why are you doing this? After everything I've done. Everything I've lied about. Because somewhere between the drowning and the silk pajamas and the candlelit dinners, I fell in love with you too, you idiot. His lips crashed into hers. The kiss was desperate, hungry, tasting of fear and hope and everything they might lose tomorrow. When he pulled back, his eyes were wet. If we survive this, I'm never letting you go. I'll hold you to that. A sound outside. Footsteps on gravel. They both froze. Julian moved to the window, his face draining of color. He's early. His voice was barely a whisper. Marcus is here. Right now. Celeste's heart stopped. Through the window, she saw a figure approaching the house. Tall. Dark coat. Moving with predatory grace. And behind him, 3 men with guns. Julian turned to her, terror and determination warring in his eyes. Run. Now. Get to the dock. Take the speedboat. Don't look back. I'm not leaving you. Celeste, please. The front door exploded inward with a crash that shook the walls. A voice echoed through the house. Cold. Amused. Exactly like Julian's but somehow wrong. Hello, brother. I hope you're ready to lose everything. Starting with her. Julian's hand found hers. Squeezed once. Stay behind me. No matter what happens. Footsteps approached the dining room. Celeste's breath came in gasps. This was it. Everything was about to change. The door opened. Marcus Ashford stepped into the candlelight, a smile on his face that promised death. Marcus Ashford was a mirror image of Julian. Same blue eyes. Same dark hair. But where Julian's gaze held warmth, Marcus's held only ice. So this is the famous marine biologist. Marcus circled them like a shark. The woman who made my brother remember he has a heart. How inconvenient. Marcus, please. Julian stepped forward. This is between us. Let her go. Let her go? Marcus laughed. Brother, she's the only reason you'll sign those documents. You've never cared about money. But her? He stopped inches from Celeste. Her you'd die for. Celeste held his stare. What do you want? Everything. But I'll settle for watching my brother lose the one thing that matters to him. Marcus pulled out a folded stack of papers. Sign these, Julian. Transfer everything. And maybe I'll let her leave this island breathing. Julian's hands shook. You'll kill me anyway. Probably. But at least she lives. That's more mercy than our parents got. You killed them. Julian's voice broke. You sabotaged the plane. Why? Because they loved you more. The words were venom. Because everything was always for you. The company. The fortune. The legacy. I was just the spare. The backup plan. That's not true. Isn't it? Marcus shoved the papers at Julian. Sign. Now. Or I shoot her first and make you watch. Julian reached for the papers. Celeste grabbed his wrist. Don't. I have to. There's another way. Marcus raised his gun, pointing it at her head. There really isn't. Time slowed. Celeste looked at Julian. Saw the love there. The desperation. The resignation. She'd spent her life saving the ocean. Now she'd save him. I'll sign. The words left her mouth before she could stop them. Everyone froze. What? Julian stared at her. I'll sign. She turned to Marcus. Julian told me about the trust. The one your parents set up. The one that requires both brothers to agree on major financial decisions. Marcus's eyes narrowed. What's your point? Julian added me as a third executor last week. A romantic gesture. She lied smoothly, praying Julian would catch on. Which means you need my signature too. So here's my deal. Let Julian live. Let him keep the company. And I'll sign away my executor rights. You can contest his decisions in court forever. Tie him up in legal hell. Isn't that better than murder? Marcus studied her. Then smiled slowly. You're lying. There's no third executor clause. Check the trust documents. They're in the safe upstairs. The safe that requires both brothers to open? Celeste's heart hammered. Yes. Marcus's smile widened. Fine. We'll all go upstairs. Open the safe. And when I find out you're lying, I'll kill you both. They climbed the stairs, Marcus's gun trained on them. Julian's hand found Celeste's. He squeezed 3 times. Their signal. Trust me. In the office, Julian and Marcus approached the safe. Pressed their palms to the scanner simultaneously. The lock clicked. The door swung open. Inside, stacks of documents. And a gun. Everything happened at once. Julian grabbed the gun. Marcus fired. Celeste screamed. Julian tackled his brother. They crashed into the desk. The gun skittered across the floor. Celeste ran for it. Her fingers closed around cold metal. Freeze. She aimed at Marcus, her hands shaking. Get off him. Marcus looked up, blood on his lip. Julian beneath him. And laughed. You won't shoot. You're a scientist. A conservationist. You save things. You don't destroy them. Try me. Celeste, don't. Julian gasped. He's not worth it. But Marcus was already moving. Lunging for her. She fired. The shot was deafening. Marcus stumbled. Looked down at the red blooming across his chest. Then at her. You actually did it. He sounded almost impressed. He collapsed. Julian scrambled to his brother, pressing hands to the wound. No. No, no, no. Marcus, stay with me. Should have let me die in the crash. Marcus coughed blood. Would have been kinder. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. I know. Marcus's eyes found Celeste. Take care of him. He's always been too soft for this world. His eyes closed. His breathing stopped. Julian sat back, hands covered in his brother's blood, and wept. Celeste set down the gun. Went to him. Held him as he fell apart. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. You saved my life. I took his. He would have killed us both. Julian looked at her, tears streaming. You did what you had to do. Police came at dawn. Helicopters. Questions. The documents in the safe proved everything. Marcus's sabotage. His plan. Self-defense was clear. But nothing felt clear anymore. 3 months later, Celeste stood on a research vessel. New equipment. New crew. Funded by Julian's $5 million. The money felt like blood in her hands. Her phone rang. How's the ocean? Julian's voice was quieter now. Sadder. Vast. Unforgiving. Beautiful. Like you. She closed her eyes. I killed your brother. You saved my life. There's a difference. Is there? Silence. Then, I'm selling the island. Can't stay there anymore. Too many ghosts. I understand. Celeste? Yes? Do you ever think about that night? Before Marcus came. When you kissed me and said you loved me? Her throat tightened. Every day. I'm coming to see you. Next month. Your brother gave me your research schedule. Julian, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking for another chance. His voice cracked. I'm just asking to see you. To make sure you're okay. She looked at the horizon. Where water met sky. Where drowning became flying. I'm not okay. But I'm surviving. That's all we can do sometimes. Survive. Is that enough for you? A long pause. It is if you're in the world somewhere. Even if I never see you again. Just knowing you're out there, saving the ocean, being brilliant and brave and real. That's enough. Tears ran down her face. You're a good man, Julian Ashford. I'm a broken man who got lucky. You're the good one. We're both just people. Trying our best. Will you let me see you next month? She thought about the storm. The drowning. The rescue. The month on the island. The kiss. The betrayal. The blood on her hands. Yes. You can see me. But Julian? Yes? We can't go back to what we were. I know. But maybe we can become something new. Something honest. Built on truth this time, not lies. She smiled through tears. Maybe. That's all I need. Maybe. The call ended. Celeste stood on the deck, salt spray on her face, sun on her skin. She'd drowned once. Been pulled from the darkness by a man who'd been drowning in his own way. They'd both been searching for something to save them. Instead, they'd destroyed each other and been reborn from the wreckage. Maybe that was love. Not the pretty kind from movies. But the kind forged in storms and blood and impossible choices. The kind that left scars but also made you stronger. The kind that was worth surviving for. She dove into the water, letting the ocean embrace her. And for the first time in months, she didn't think about drowning. She thought about floating. The end.